Childcare providers. First of all, let's talk about it because we've talked about it before. Transportation. So if you are looking at the community approach, which I am well aware of as I do work for DPI. So the community approach is where regulated child care providers offer the 4K program. And I assume that's what you guys are talking about, correct? I hate using that word assume, but
yes, so it's
yes.
School and us, so it's not just taking it out of the school.
It's going to be another choice.
Yes, another choice, another option for the parents,
okay.
Yes.
So I understand how the school district is going to transport the children. How are you guys going to transfer, or child care providers going to transport?
So according to DPI, we would not need to transport, nor would the school need to transport if the child is there for wraparound as well. Otherwise, what happens in other communities is the school district sometimes then drops off at those programs and picks up at the end of the day. Okay. If the child is only coming for the 4K portion of the day.
You would rely on the school district's transportation to get the children to your site.
If they're only coming for 4K, yes, because the school district is contracted with us and pays for that slot, and we're not allowed to charge the families for that slot during that time. So that's how DPI has it set up.
What usually happens, Mary, is, I'm glad Dr. Eicher brought this up about the equity, because it is making that choice. So typically, those families that already have children enrolled in a child care setting, that's where they keep their child for 4K, because it makes sense. That's where they have the relationships. A lot of times siblings are there, and that's where the wraparound is, because for those that are in child care, typically they're not getting picked up at 3 at all. So we have those families that need longer term care. The school's long-term 4K has those families that don't need the long-term care. So I want to clarify something too, because it's funny, when we came here, I said, Green, there's a lot of cards here. Like, what is on the agenda? What else is on the agenda tonight? And she's like, I think this is us. So we're not against 4K by any means. So I'm not sure what is being said. I don't have social media and nobody's been coming to me at the park. So I don't know. But we are for 4K. We don't care if it's all day. We care that there's choices, and we are kind of sounding the alarm though, so that you are aware of what can also happen with that when you don't open it up to the community approach. Is that child care, there's a good chance we won't be here. So that is why when Dr. Eicher brought up the other schools in the state doing it, it's because child care providers are declining significantly. So schools are being forced to do that. So that's where that difference is coming from, which is why the federal and the state government recommends that choice for families to do in the center, in a family child care setting, or at the school. All could be viable options, and it depends on the parents' choice, what they want, and the children, what their comfort level is. So I'm not sure why.
Yeah, my question has been answered.
So
I was waiting for Bill with the gavel,
so going back to the
Bill, you gotta use that gavel.
So back to the transportation piece, of the school districts that do it that way, they will drop off the children at the child care center if it's only during those hours.
Right.
And they'll also, so then at the same time, actually.
I got it. You answered the question.
Pick
No,
up the other
answer the question. Answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm afraid to answer more questions.
There you go, meeting, girl, order.
Okay.
Come on, let's be a little kind to each other here.
I have
A
another
lot of feelings on both sides here.
That's fine.
Just
I have another
make sure
question.
What you guys are saying. Other questions from the board?
Yes. So I have another question. This is why I wanted to